Alright YouTube, we're back again. Today we're going to go over another modification that I've got done here to my 15 LML, and we're going to talk about the sump and lift pump that I've got installed on this truck and where I've installed it and why I chose the location that I did. I know when you order the FASS 150, which I have installed on this truck, the directions call for it to be installed over on the driver's side underneath the filler neck there. What I noticed with the research that I did was that the filters hang down probably 3 or 4 inches, and I just didn't like the look of that. So what I chose to do was take and install it over here on the passenger side, and as you can see, the only thing that's just about sticking out there is the water and fuel separator, which I prefer much better. It's further from me in the driver's seat, so I can't hear the pump near as much, and I think it's a much cleaner install, and there's more room up here in the body. It mounts to the same bolt on this side. There's much more room to get the pump and the bracket inside of there. The only downfall to doing this is I did have to buy more fuel line, which I was able to find at Home Depot. It was relatively cheap. I think it was like 50 cents a foot or something, and I bought, I don't know, like an extra 10 feet just so I had some. So what we're going to do here is crawl underneath and take a look at where I've got it installed and show you how well it's tucked up under there, and kind of show you where I routed the fuel lines, and we'll get in here with that. Guys, as you can see, here's my FASS 150 I've got tucked up underneath the frame here. As you can see, it's still mounted to the bed rail underneath that same bolt also. Where I did is ran my fuel lines. As you see, red hose there is the one that I had to buy. The blue hose is what comes with the kit. I ran all my lines up and over the frame rail, over here, ran them over the drive shaft, which I do need to zip tie that back up, and then over top of the tank. One goes to the filler neck over there, and one runs around to the other side, which will crawl over there and look, and that goes to the sump that I have installed, which is also tucked up underneath the factory tank cover, which I think is a much cleaner install, and nobody knows that your fuel line is hanging down. Nobody can cut it, which I know a lot of guys on the forums seem to be afraid of that. So we'll go over and crawl over there and take a look at that. Hey guys, we're over here on the other side of the truck. We're gonna go right here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's the hose. What little bit of hose is showing from the sump that's running over to the lift pump. It is installed on the bottom of these LML tanks. There is a very flat circular area that's right underneath the factory fuel sending unit and pickup. What I chose to do was actually install it back behind that, because a lot of guys on the forums were saying that they encountered the not the fuel sensor, the gas gauge in the truck reading anywhere from 1/8 of a tank to 1/4 of a tank off, because it pushed that unit up and was giving a false reading. So that's why I chose to move the sump back. There's a flat spot there. It's sealed fine. I haven't had any issues with it leaking or anything like that, and I didn't have to worry about that pushing that up. Also, the other thing that I want to cover is I left the factory fuel line that's running from the top of the tank up on the sending unit down. What I noticed when I just disconnected it and ran that line to the pump itself, I was getting, on a full tank of fuel, I was getting a lot of fuel sloshing up and running down and dripping out of that factory line, which you can see it comes down the front of the tank right there, which the FASS, when you get it from just FASS without the bean sump, that's where you would connect your fuel line back up. So what I did is I just took the little connector that FASS provides, put a little piece of blue hose on it, found me a nut to stuff up in there, Gorilla glued, and used some fuel retardant sealant and stuffed that thing up in there to stop that fuel from dripping out. So fuel can still get down in there. What a little bit did. I only ever noticed it when I had a really full tank of fuel, where it would actually splash down through there. So that was kind of my ghetto fix for that. But as you can see, it's, in my opinion, it's a much cleaner install. You can reinstall the factory cover. The lift pump is much more hidden. This is typically where it would be hanging out, and usually it would hang down probably somewhere in this area. As you guys can see, the problem is that filler neck is right there. That's the bolt that you need to install that on. There's not a lot of room to put that pump up in there without causing it to hang down as low as it did, and I just wanted that cleaner install, like I said before. So if you guys are looking to do the same, I hope that information helps. And as you guys could probably see, I do have a little bit of a leak around that filler neck there that I need to address, and need to zip tie that fuel line back up underneath. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of information that I had here on my install of my FASS lift pump and my sump location. If you guys want to tune in for the next video, I plan on going over all the exterior mods to the truck, as far as window tint, lighting, and color matching my bumpers and parking sensors. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, if you have any questions about the exhaust setup, I'll link the video to that in the description. And you guys go ahead and check that out. If you've got any questions, please comment, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content.